Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, welcome to this best of 3 at Hell Its Aboot Time, the incredible tournament in Canada hosted by BaseTradeTV. It's going to be a TVZ here. We'll get into the players in a bit more detail in a bit because the game has begun, and spawning in the top left position is the blue Terran player representing Cosmic Cloud Militia. It's Jason. Canadian Terran player, top 16 in a GM, fighting his way through the open bracket, and he is playing the Swiss import over here in the bottom right hand corner. It is team captain of mYi Insanity, ladies and gentlemen, it's PengWin. Now, both of these guys fighting their way through the open bracket for one of 6 slots available in the final day knockout stages of Hell Its Aboot Time. Wonderful tournament, showcasing a lot of fantastic talent, and it's really cool to see both of these players strutting their stuff on the big stage. It looks like PengWin is going to be starting off with a drone, probably just to scout out a little bit early. I mean, technically we could go for some crazy shenanigans, but I suspect he just wants to make sure that everything is a-okay in the base of Jason, and it looks like he will pass an SCV as well. Is that going to be an indication of a potential command center first? He's going to take a look to see if the SCV is there. We'll see that it is not. However, a second SCV is about to come out, and the drone actually might get a little bit clued up this time around. The SCV is going down to build that CC now. Drone able to check, see no gases have been taken, sees no evidence of a barracks anywhere, and oh, harassing the SCV already. And the command center being built on the high ground as a result. So already Jason's plans in this game being altered just a little bit. This drone is Mortal Kombating his way at the moment and actually allowing a lot of mining time to be lost here from Jason just on those couple of workers. But a really good early game micro there from PengWin. Now, he's still got nothing back home, by the way. He's taken the hatchery. He still hasn't gone for his spawning pool, so we're keeping an eye on that. And it looks like, oh wow. And that's because he's going for 3 hatch before a pool, but his 3rd hatchery is at the natural expansion here. What is going on? Does Jason see this? He doesn't actually see this at the moment. This is going to be weird. So this could take a little while to stop. The spawning pool has gone down here, and the timing is seen from Jason. He's looking at this going, hang on a second, isn't that a little bit later than usual? I wonder why. He will be finding out soon enough. He is mining that gas now, just beginning. Very odd game going into the mid-game here. And PengWin does like those kind of chaotic games where he's able to adapt as quickly as possible. Jason now going down the ramp and will see the hatchery almost complete, and he goes, hang on a second, this is definitely not normal. Immediately building a bunker before the creep can be spread, but the hatch is almost done and it will complete before the bunker goes down. And then the question is PengWin going to be very aggressive, getting queens and lings out here? The spawning pool is just completed back inside the main base. He's taking his gas now. Ooh, hello. Come on, little drone. Slacking on the job just for a couple of seconds there, and there go double queens at the main. And is it the main and natural? No, we have an offensive queen coming up here as well. So 3 queens now being produced. A bunker has gone down. It doesn't look like it's getting cancelled at the moment. PengWin is going to try and occupy this space as long as possible. It's actually only the 2 marines in this bunker, and then a tech lab is going down on this barracks. Factory coming down behind, the orbital command able to produce SCVs at least, and we have got double mules with a Terran player, so the income at the moment looking okay for Jason, but ideally he wants to be able to grab this space here. What else is PengWin doing back home? Well, he's got 4 lings actually coming out at the moment. Instant creep tumor from the queen here. Oh, and the 4 lings able to try and trap the marines. Both of them dying within spitting distance of the bunker. This is big news. Trying to follow the queen to prevent the creep tumor from being laid down, but those 4 lings popped at just the right time. This is beautiful timing from PengWin actually, and all of a sudden Jason is having an awful lot of trouble. We can see an SCV going inside this bunker at the moment. Supply drop having to come down on this supply depot, and the tech lab getting taken off the factory as well. So this 1 siege tank is going to be the only amount of defense he's going to have for quite some time here. They're trying to take down this supply depot, but I honestly don't think PengWin's going to be able to do this with SCVs in tow here, because the siege tank is on the way now. PengWin needs to pull back or risk just losing all of his Zerglings. There we go. And he gets 4 or 5 of them out. More creep being spread here at these bases. In the meantime, PengWin doing a good job of injecting and trying to get some more drones out here. And we have the Spire behind it. PengWin's favored Spire play is going to be coming out as a transition in this game. Siege Tank in an excellent position on the high ground right now. Will the Queen be able to take it down? Well, no, I don't really think so, to be honest. It's very, very far away. And 14 kills on that Siege Tank. Very strong indeed. But I think that is basically going to spell the end of this aggression from PengWin's point of view. Ooh, almost great micro coming out of there from Jason, but the Queen will go down and he will be able to reclaim this bit of land. Unfortunately, the Marine just not quite out DPSing the creep tumor there and allowing more and more to get spread. This is going to be very frustrating for our Terran player, but at least he can reclaim the natural. It's at the 8-minute mark, though, and he hasn't even lifted his natural yet. So Jason going to be forced to doing something pretty aggressive here because PengWin has just been ecoing up behind this, and he's got the Spire tech down already. 41 drones to 33 SCVs right now. The third command center is coming down as well, so Jason's going to go for a huge eco play off the back of this, and I don't blame him. He's going up to 5 barracks already. Now, 5 barracks off 1 base looks pretty odd, but these command centers are ready to go. There goes the hatchery at the natural. Doesn't look like these broodlings had an awful lot of fun there, but it's okay. They're going to be gone now. And now we begin clearing creep. This creep is slowly going to rescind, and you'll be able to take that natural. Are we going to go for the forward third base location, or are we going over here? PengWin already has an Overlord to check this out. He's doing all right. But back at home, we have Stim nearly completing as well. We have more Widow Mines on the way out, and we've got Marines being produced quite in large number. And that's going to be really useful if he keeps a defensive posture against these Mutalisks that are about to fly out on the map. You can see here, PengWin going to see if he can get some harassment damage done. A lot of scans being used now by Jason to try and clear this creep. It's going to really suck if he misses just the one creep trooper or something like that. But I believe he's able to clear it all out, and now he just has to patiently wait for this to rescind. Missile turrets going up now, but the mutas are inside the main base. SCV's hugging the missile turret, trying to get it up. But unfortunately, it goes down. A couple of Marines will be able to come in here for support. More SCVs getting taken down. Number of workers killed now, 6 versus 0. Not ideal at all. Worker count 43 to 36 in favor of PengWin right now. And he is researching flyer attacks behind this, finally getting around to completing Zergling speed, but frankly he hasn't needed it in this game until now. Double Evo chambers also coming out there as well. Spotting the siege tanks and the Hellions, forcing a stim out of Marines to save it. They will be able to get there in time. The mutas are able, though, to keep all of their number alive. And Overlord looking like it's going to go down there. Needs to be careful flying around with the mutas, but right now map control definitely belonging to our My Insanity Zerg. PengWin did mention that basically every time he plays against Jason, he loses as well. So this is not a position he's normally used to being in, where he's in a very, very decent position, getting a lot of good map control against a Terran player. Here come the Hellions trying to sneak by. That's a lot of Zerglings they might have been able to kill off there. But unfortunately, it's just the Oddling and the Mutalisk now chasing them away. Right, so we have double upgrades coming down from the Evo chamber at home now as well. Flyer attack's about halfway done. More and more Mutalisks are going to be gracing the field shortly. Still, they are chasing these Hellions down. They are not going to be able to get too much damage. And it looks like the one drone will get fried here. There are 2 Hellions. Oh, needs to be careful! Wow! That could have been a little bit of a party pooper moment, not going to lie. And it looks like the rest of the Hellions are going to go down now. Number of Mutalisks out on the map, 10. So not overwhelming numbers right now, but PengWin continuing to produce these Zerglings, potentially looking for a big attack. The thing is, this front wall from Jason is actually looking pretty solid right now. And that might explain the presence of the Baneling nest from PengWin. I think Banelings are going to have to be used here if he wants to do any sort of aggression in the near future, because this is just too strong to be broken by mutas and lings alone, unless he had something like triple his supply. And right now Jason is stabilizing all right. The muta is still continuing to be annoying as much as possible. Jason maybe going the goody route here and just going way too many missile turrets, but basically guaranteeing he's never going to get harassed. And this actually has some degree of protection against massive muta swarms later on in the game as well, because you put one missile turret in the middle line thinking you're safe, and when you get to a large enough number of mutas, you start ignoring it. You certainly don't start ignoring 4. That tends to be quite a lot of DPS against your flock of mutas there. So that could be what Jason is hoping for, so that he can send more of his army out offensively against the Zerg player here. The first medevacs are on the way for him as well, and combat shield, okay, admittedly a bit late at the 14-minute mark here, but this has been anything but a normal game, is on its way from Jason as well. So he's back up to 111 supply versus PengWin's 118. He's actually a bit supply blocked at the moment, which is a bit awkward. He's making a lot of defensive banelings, spotting these Marines coming out onto creep, which is great. But he really needs to unsupply block himself. He's not even making an Overlord at the moment, and that concerns me, because that basically means he's fighting this battle on equal supply. But Jason is going to be moving back. He's not trying to press the issue here. So, I guess everyone kind of took a step back, breathed a sigh of relief, decided tensions did not need to escalate this early on. PengWin, though, being supply blocked for a very, very long time right now, and 4 Overlords now start being produced, so he has noticed that, and he will be rectifying the situation. But in the meantime, Jason now is getting his first drops down. He's also got his 3rd base, quite nicely SimCity'd up, actually, and a whole bunch of Marines patrolling in addition to missile turrets, so he's doing a reasonably good job of stabilizing, and he is now 10 supply ahead of PengWin. After PengWin's very, very positive start to the game, we'll see if he is able to hold on here. Armory coming down behind the 2 engineering bays as well. Only one of them actually researching something at the moment. Jason being a little bit mineral starved at the moment, just because he's producing 9 Marines at a time and really trying to get that army supply going right now. He's at 77 versus 86. And his upgrades are behind those of our Zerg player right now, because 2-2 is on the way for PengWin, so he's doing really, really well in that department. And his creep spread is actually starting to get pretty scary as well. He'll be able to take this 4th base very, very soon. There's a scan to check out the army, and PengWin goes, ooh, I might be able to have a bite of this. He could end up being right here. This was the what was going to be the double drop. It looks like Jason has decided to pull his army together, so we haven't got a drop to worry about just yet. Number of workers killed still to 6 versus just the 1 here. So it looks like the main battles are going to be the skirmishes in the middle of the map. We have an infestation pit behind this coming out from PengWin now as well. And he's investing in flyer attacks for his Mutalisks. Overseer to spot any Widow Mines. Number of Mutalisks up to 24 minus 5 is 19 right now, flying out into the middle of the map. Still a lot of missile turrets, but this is now approaching territory where the mutas might consider going into it anyway. Very good spot on that Widow Mine, though. And he's just going to harass a little bit. Picking off the reactors is a good start, trying to limit the amount of production his opponent might have. If he's not careful, he might be able to pick off a barracks as well, but that could be wishful thinking at this point, as the Marines manage to make it back home. The 4th base does go down for PengWin here, and he's feeling a little bit more confident. Going to be spreading the creep sort of up around here towards the middle of the map shortly. And he is up to 157 supply. Jason still preserving that 10 supply lead that he had when PengWin hits his supply block at 118. We have a macro hatch coming down for PengWin as well, though, and 30 more lings in addition to the hive coming down. So it looks like a mini wave of aggression followed up by teching up behind all of this is going to be PengWin's next move. Good pick off there from PengWin on the Widow Mine, doing a great job then. Actually, this number of Marines... Ooh! Nice hit from that Widow Mine there. Wasn't expecting that. PengWin needs to consider whether or not he wants to actually take out this bunch of Marines here. But with these Lings and Banelings as well, I actually think this small group wouldn't be able to handle those mutas at all. PengWin sending a Zergling to the top right, looking like he's trying to simply deny his opponent a 4th right now. Jason definitely stabilizing. He's got sensor towers, turrets, bunkers, Widow Mines at basically all of his bases now, and his army is in a good centralized position. He's looking strong. He's at 188. The only deficit at this point is he is at 1-1 upgrades, and PengWin's already at 2-2 with +2 flyer attacks as well, and +1 flyer armor. So PengWin definitely with the upper hand in terms of those upgrades, should a massive fight happen. But so much of this will come down to, for example, good Widow Mine hits versus good Marine splits. And we have to see some splitting from the Zerglings to sort of absorb the Widow Mine damage, and some great Balin connects as well coming out from PengWin. Small force coming out from Jason now, trying to tempt PengWin into a response. And frankly, this is the Swarm, so Jason is going to have to pull back there. That sight is very scary indeed. Thor mixed in with this army as well to deal a little bit more damage to the Mutalisks. And we have 3-3 and potential cracklings coming in as well, as we have the final tier Zergling upgrades coming through. And it looks like Ultralisks are going to be the name of the game going into the endgame here for PengWin. Up to 21 minutes right now. Both players close to maxing out. PengWin still just sitting pretty on 180, and actually I don't mind that at this point for him, because if he's getting his Ultralist tech up, it means he's not having to chuck away quite as much of his army to rebuild. He's being a little bit efficient with that. Oops. Doesn't want to lose the Mutalisk though, but he's fine to potentially use a couple of Zerglings and Banelings, bait some hits out of these Widow Bites, trade as effectively as he can, and then come back. And it looks like he's going to try and come in from the back here. That's a lot of Banelings. Oh my goodness. And actually most of them hit the mech there coming out of Jason. A Thor and a couple of siege tanks went down, but so many Marines to end up surviving. The good news is PengWin off the back of this will have some links going into the mineral line, which I think is excellent. He's picking off one missile turret, but God, how many missile turrets are left here? There are still 7 on the field here for Jason, so he's not going to be able to clear the bit for his Mutalisk anytime soon. It's 4 bases versus 4 bases right now. PengWin wants to find a way to pick off one base. 8 Ultralisks are on the way. And Marines will be able to find Mutalisks in the center of the map. So Jason getting a bit of a foothold here. PengWin, though, in the meantime, I mean, he's got a bank of 2,000 minerals right now, so he's going to be able to remax with Lings almost at will. He spent all his gas on Ultralisks and Banelings, so he might have enough for a massive, massive push in the near future. And he's got a good amount of minerals behind it, so he'll be able to send a lot of cracklings behind this attack to try and reinforce and really overwhelm his opponent here. But if he fails with that, then Jason, okay, he's not building a mineral bank of his own yet, but he's got 1,500 gas. He's nearly maxed out, and he is on those 2-2 upgrades now as well. So he's really developing, and he's keeping on the same number of bases as PengWin, which is good from a Terran point of view. This base still looks reasonably well protected unless PengWin goes absolutely YOLO on this side, in which case, you know, against Ultra is going to be very difficult anyway. But it looks like the main bat is going to happen in the middle of the map. Baneling's leading the charge, actually hitting a lot of the Widow Mines before they can get shots off. Ooh, excellent Widow Mine hits up there on the Banelings as well as on the Ultralist. And really good SimCity from Jason, to be perfectly honest. The Mute is coming to support, but on the left-hand side, these Marines are doing so much DPS. It looks like, though, the sheer weight of the Ultralist are going to be able to force him through on this occasion. The Mutal is very, very bunched up right now, and this base is going to have to get abandoned. That's it, GG from Jason, and PengWin is winning game number 1 here in the Hell It's Aboot Time open bracket.